Yeah, I think that is one mistake I've done. It's a crime, right?
Yeah.
In other countries, अपने country में crime नहीं है.
What does jaywalking mean?
Yeah, none of that. I went to a fashion school. मैंने कोशिश की है fashion पढ़ने की, मैं पढ़ नहीं पाया. That I could not study fashion. वो होता था पहले लोग बोलते थे, अरे तू गुजराती है, तो तेरे खून में धंधा. आज भी मस्ती ही कर रहे हैं ब्रो, कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. मतलब इस बिजनेस को बिल्कुल सीरियसली नहीं लेता हूँ मैं.
And how much investment did you start with?
Yeah, I had some. Back when I entered the market, no business owner was talking the way I was talking. Openly, गाली दे रहा है, कुछ भी बोल रहा है, फोटो नहीं खींच रहा है ढंग से, कुछ भी ढंग से नहीं कर रहे थे हम.
Hey guys, this is Infinite Apparels and today we are with Jay from Jaywalking. कैसे हो जय भाई?
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत
एकदम मस्त.
मस्त, शांत.
So, a couple of minutes ago we were talking on how to proceed this thing, but then end में बहुत सोच समझ के हमने decide कर let's keep it very raw and very simple. So, a lot of people have asked this question on the poll that we did. What does jaywalking mean and how do you resonate with the philosophy and the designs resonate with the philosophy of jaywalking?
See, jaywalking means that you're in some way breaking the law. It's a crime, right?
Yeah.
In other countries, अपने country में crime नहीं है. बाकी countries में आपको fine लगता है इस चीज का. That is what jaywalking means. कि आप रास्ते पे खाली हाथ दे के रोड क्रॉस कर दिया, या रास्ते पे बवाल कर रहे हो. It's called jaywalking.
Right.
The best thing is, जिस उम्र में अक्ल आई कि इस नाम का क्या मतलब होता है, I knew that is going to be the name of my brand. It is also like street affiliated, like it is something to do with street, and it is rebellious, and it is all these things. So it makes sense. Like that's what jaywalking means, and that is how I named jaywalking. और बाकी does it resonate with my design? Yes. I think that we are not following any sort of traditional design sense. I feel like I have no sense in design.
Okay.
I feel like that somehow when I started to do things where out of absolutely no knowledge of how to create, I ended up creating in my way. तो मजा आया, लोगों को समझ में आया, तो हम और करते गए. That's it.
This is something that I want to discuss in depth. Now, I know something that our viewers might know, but you don't belong from a field of fashion, right? But then you ended up creating one of the most iconic fashion brands.
I am from the field of fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a fashion school.
बस यही देखना था. इसका मतलब जय भाई सच बोलेंगे जो भी बोलेंगे.
हाँ भाई. Yeah, okay. I went to a fashion school. मैंने कोशिश की है फैशन पढ़ने की, मैं पढ़ नहीं पाया. That is true. That I could not study fashion. क्योंकि वो ऐसी चीज है जो तुम कैसे किसी को सिखा सकते हो. And I really have, after a point, have understood that taste and art and sales and all these things, no, you're born with. I used to take big, मेरे को बहुत वो होता था पहले, लोग बोलते थे, अरे तू गुजराती है, तो तेरे खून में धंधा. तो मैं बहुत पर्सनली ले लेता था कि अरे यार खून में मतलब क्या, मेरा टैलेंट नहीं है क्या? आज मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ भाई कि हाँ कुछ चीजें होती है खून में. Some things that you are born with, where you know how you are born with a certain voice, you are born with a certain taste also. Sales and doing sales is also a skill that you cannot develop. It is something that you are born with. Confidence and these things can be developed maybe, but that depends on your environment, your atmosphere around, what kind of people you hang with, etc. But so fashion was something that I tried to study. My family is also into the same business, and that is the only thing all of us know how to do, but still don't know how to do. It's like that.
It's jaywalking.
It's jaywalking, not the final logo.
No. What's the concept behind not the final logo? And
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
think
like a very simple and iconic thing. So there's this thing in design where the more simple you go, the more memorable it is, right? सबसे basic Nike का tick हो गया, Adidas के 3 stripes हो गए, like the most basic stuff. And I think you did the same impact with your logo as well when it comes to streetwear in India. Like, but then you write not the final concept. What's the?
I think I have commitment issues.
ये discuss करेंगे.
नहीं, I think यार it's बचपना है यार मेरा तो एक्चुअली ये ब्रांड बहुत मस्ती में शुरू किया था. ऑल्दो कोई प्लान बी नहीं था, बट आइडिया ये था कि इसको सीरियसली नहीं लेंगे, इस मस्ती करेंगे, और अगर मस्ती हो रही है, तुम्हारा एक्चुअल कैरेक्टर बाहर आ रहा है, तो इसमें एफर्ट डालने का मतलब है. क्योंकि एनी विच वेज वी वर रनिंग अवे फ्रॉम गेटिंग आवरसेल्व्स स्टक इन समथिंग दैट वी डोंट लव टू डू, राइट? तो अगर जे वॉकिंग खोलने के बाद भी स्टक होना था तो वो करना ही नहीं था, और ये चला और ये हुआ ही इसलिए क्योंकि हमने मस्ती ही की है. आज भी मस्ती ही कर रहे हैं ब्रो, कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. मतलब इस बिजनेस को बिल्कुल सीरियसली नहीं लेता हूँ मैं. आज है, कल लोगों को पसंद आएगा, नहीं आएगा, कल मेरा टेस्ट चेंज हो गया, कुछ हो गया, who knows. So I'm always like here, nowhere else, not planning anything. So if you have any questions in your questionnaire where you are planning to ask me कि भाई आगे क्या, मुझे नहीं पता. I have no idea. The idea is to today have fun and be absolutely in the moment with my brand and give it attention today, not plan for it. It's like a baby, you know. No
Yeah,
matter how much you
like
teach it, they grow up and do their own bullshit only. This is like that only. You cannot teach it anything. It becomes what it is surrounded by. So,
right.
That's the...
Lovely. Okay. Talking about the journey, tell us about your first piece of collection or your first drop. या कैसे शुरू हुआ, क्या conceptualization थी, कितना time लगा?
Time तो बिल्कुल नहीं लगा.
टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं लगा.
टाइम वैसे ऑनेस्टली ये सब चीज़ों में लगता ही नहीं है, क्योंकि whenever you are making a jacket, क्या है यार, 2 दिन का अफेयर है, मतलब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. और तुम कोई चीज़ को परफेक्ट करने जाते हो तो उसको टाइम लगता है. मैंने तो कभी कोई चीज़ परफेक्ट बनाई ही नहीं है, तो इम्परफेक्ट चीज़ फटफट रिलीज होती है.
लोग परफेक्शनिज्म में रिलीजेस नहीं कर पाते. नहीं कर पाते. The more of a perfectionist you are, you keep on perfecting a very good product, और वो कभी भी रिलीज नहीं कर पाते. So
and it will still never be perfect.
Yeah, still subjective है ना. Perfection is always subjective.
It's like infinity, no? You cannot count like वो कहाँ end होता है, infinity का last number क्या है, हमको पता ही नहीं है. वो वैसा है. Perfection is also like infinity only. It does not end anywhere.
But then, if Jaywalking wasn't a clothing brand, what would have it been? कुछ ऐसा सोचा?
I think मैंने अभी सोचा है. I think it would have been like a tattoo studio. It could have been like an events company. I don't know.
Yeah, you're into events?
No. I hate hosting.
What's your like design process? Do you design with a certain thought process, a certain target audience, या कोई inspiration कैसे? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is one mistake I've done. The second I started to design for a target audience, that's where I started to mess up my design process. I think nobody should design for anybody. I know this is a business that we are running, but there is a decision an artist has to make if you're a businessman or you're an artist, and which one are you going to be more true to? You understand? If you're going to be true to becoming a businessman, then it's a simple process. And if you're going to be true to becoming an artist, it's a simple process. And I think everybody should taste each one of it. I tasted the business side, made a really good amount of money and whatever. Now I want to again come back to my roots, again go back to my drawing board and enjoy, and not to cater to anybody at all.
But then, if you don't mind me asking this, if you step back from the business side of it, to the artistic side of it. So artistic side is never scalable. That is one thing for sure. Unless and until you have a certain amount of funds to push the whole cycle again and again, month on month. But then again, do you think you will be able to sustain a certain style of lifestyle which you are having right now if you go back to the artistic side of it?
See, luckily in my case, no, I've already built an audience. If you're an artist who is an extremely underground artist that technically the mass does not know about, then you're fucked.
There's a fuck all mistake, no?
Then you're fucked, I guess. That too, I don't know. I mean, that you could be fucked. But when you're in like a space like mine where we have like 2 functioning stores with good amount of product in there and whatever, I am talking about me personally taking a, where I'm not creating something to impress you particularly or a part of an audience particularly. I'm just doing it for myself.
Outperform yourself.
Yeah, and there is no like competition also within myself or in around me or anything. When I'm making something, it's just for the pure. Sometimes it's documentation. You want to look at it after 10 years. Sometimes you want to pass it on to somebody in the future because you don't know what you're going to become, right? Like I have no idea. So any question you're going to ask, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. But the truth is, yes, you will have to choose which side you want to be. You want to be a true artist without lying. You want to be original. You got to be patient. And you got to educate people that this is my style and this is what I do and this is how consistently I've been doing. This is how consistently I've been delivering. And this is how dedicated I am to my art, etc., etc. And then, see, the thing is, you're already so content. No artist will ever say कि यार आर्ट तो कर रहा हूँ यार, दबा के कर रहा हूँ, वो कंटेंट फीलिंग नहीं आ रहा है, पैसा नहीं आ रहा है, तो मजा नहीं आ रहा है. That पैसा नहीं आ रहा है is only raising, that question is coming in his head only because of his surrounding and the society is wishing more from him or wishing more for him. So I think, yeah, this is like a deep, I'm diving deeper. But
we absolutely love it.
But you have to understand, I love when brands go full commercial because being commercial, यार अभी जैसे ना, a lot of people say यार ये तो brand अभी commercial हो गया है. Sometimes they say it in a negative way. But commercial होना is not
bad.
A choice, or it's not like a button that you tick and become commercial, right?
Yeah.
You become commercial when you're accepted with a bigger audience. So you are even more successful. It's just that people tag it like that. But there are some brands that are only focusing on the money aspect, which is also perfectly fine. I think, ठीक है, art मत डालो उसमें या उसमें इतना meaning मत डालो. And it's fine. Like my tattoos have no meaning. They are just for the aesthetic of it. The meaning is that I travel to a certain country. I am already following that artist on Instagram. I book an appointment with them and they do whatever they want to do. It is still...
It's their art on you, no?
It's their art on me. But people... The first question is, इसका क्या मतलब है? अरे नहीं है मतलब भाई, कुछ मतलब नहीं है.
People want to go to the depths of everything.
Yeah. But they don't want to question anything.
Yeah. So, there's this theory that was developed, you know, the Reddit thing, no? So there's like a Reddit rabbit hole where if you ask a couple of questions, then there's like a whole string of people answering them and people getting into conversations with other people. So there was this certain thread which I read in Reddit, which said that in India, what happens is people will question everything or people will want to try and to get into depth of everything. But if they don't find answers to it, they'll link up the two ends with the concept of ये तो भगवान के ऊपर है, ये भगवान के ऊपर छोड़, जो चीज का आंसर नहीं मिला या आंसर तक पहुंचने की कोशिश भी नहीं करी, वो भगवान पे छोड़ दो. So, coming from this question, do you think you are a spiritual person in that sense? Do you leave things on God, or are you like the logical person who goes in depth of things?
Wow, it's crazy that you asked me this question because a couple of months back, I've had a big conflict going on in my head. about these questions, where I went extremely deep to understand if, of course, our small mind, firstly, let's clear the table here and say that nobody ever in this world is ever going to be able to prove that God exists,
Yeah.
or anybody is ever going to be able to prove that he does not
doesn't
exist.
exist. Yeah.
So let's at least first understand that both of us in this lifetime will never find out. Okay? My conflict was, see, I'm a very naive, innocent person in a way. Okay? I started to question things ke bhai batao kaise karoon, how do I enter this subject of God, and how do I actually give myself to God. And some people said fasting karo, ye karo, wo karo, mandir jao. It's basic, na, diya lagao. So I started to do all of that, really, for the first time in my life. But then my issue lies is because I understood ki there is, you know how some people are colorblind?
Yeah.
I could have been God blind. Because there are over so many billion people जिनको दिख रहे हैं
अपन को नहीं दिख
तो
रहा.
मुझे नहीं दिख रहे हैं. You understand?
Yeah.
In my head I thought I am God blind. Okay, शायद है, मुझे नहीं दिख रहे, शायद उसका कुछ प्रोसेस है. And bro, I think you cannot there is absolutely no control over your life anywhere here and there. Neither can you put so much power in something else. We can call it God or this. I think spirituality and religious and this, and spirituality is just a new word for some people who cannot defend themselves as religious people. कि अगर समझ तू बोलेगा कि मैं रिलीजियस हूँ तो मेरे पास ऑब्वियस 3 क्वेश्चन और होंगे तुझे पूछने के लिए, राइट? बट वो तुझे आंसर नहीं देना है, इसलिए तू बोल देगा कि मैं रिलीजियस तो नहीं हूँ बट मैं स्पिरिचुअल. यू अंडरस्टैंड?
Yeah.
That's the baseline of why people say spiritual, religious, whatever. Yeah, I was in this conflict कि now what do I believe in? You understand? I fully know and I understood that things flow through me and there is something that is only and only in me, and the only and only real thing is, say, Mother Nature, because it's there and it's providing unconditionally. It is breathing in front of you. You're eating it and you're consuming it and that's real, right? That is why you exist.
Yeah.
And rest, I let go of all my conflict a couple of months ago, where I'm just like, I don't want to plan. I don't want to manifest anything, because manifestation is also coming from a place of lack. Telling yourself, मेरे पास ये नहीं है, मैं ये अब manifest करता हूँ. So you're not here technically. You understand? So yeah, now I'm just in this flow that I just want to have my today to be the most peaceful and the most non-judgmental, the most empty that I can be, so that whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Coming back to the design sense of it, do you get influenced by other brands or inspirations or something like that?
I don't think so. Maybe your audience can start to comment on the video and say, yeah, ये तो इसका कॉपी करता है या उसका कॉपी करता है. But मुझे नहीं पता. Something that I have no idea.
I think seeking inspiration isn't copying.
Yeah, I mean,
take the case of Virgil Abloh, right? So, जब उसने brand शुरू करा था, I forgot the name of the brand.
Off-White, bro.
No.
Oh, Pyrex.
Pyrex, not Pirates, Pyrex. So Pyrex का पहला क्या था? Lely luxury shirt, rip off the label, printed Pyrex behind it. That's it. So people can say it's inspiration or something. No,
he's smart. I mean, after he passed, has anything happened? The world of streetwear has come to a standstill, honestly. Culture में कुछ नहीं हुआ है. Like, the day he passed, I was like, fuck,
yeah,
we are doomed.
Shattered.
I was shattered. Like, really,
shattered.
It's not like I know too much about him, but I know his impact. And I know his I know how he made me feel, and I know how he unlocked so many things in so many people around the world, right? And how can one person till he is about almost dead working and building a car, and then he's an architect also, and then he's building furniture also, and then he's making music videos also, he's designing a collection for Off-White and Louis Vuitton, and how?
Crazy guy, no?
Yeah, insane. But no, I don't take inspiration from anything or any artist exactly. I take inspiration from like things that I see sometimes. Like for example, right now when you look at this table, you see that there is a 2% of purple that is looking good on a brown. And I will cheat like this. That I want 80% of the table to be exactly this color of cream and just a little bit of neon green. If that looks good, this patch in my head, then I'll pick it up.
Definitely a very unique process, no? But then coming from this unique process, you have built a cult on social media. And now I'm not going to let you justify this by saying that it's the design or how you do. I want to understand the technical side of it. How did you play it along?
Of designing? No,
building a cult on social media. You cannot mess. So there are like a couple of names in the industry. जिधर अगर आपका कोई बंदा है ना, you cannot mess around with those people. वो पहनते हैं Jaywalking तो पहनते हैं Jaywalking. वो कोई और brand पहनेंगे तो वही पहनेंगे. So that's like a very cult thing that goes on. And that is only through your social media impact, your Instagram game. No? How did you build that?
I have no idea. I'll see, the obvious answer is by being authentic and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but that's like very cliche. No?
It is cliche, but it's the truth. You know, like your parents were saying things like, please surround yourself with good friends. You only realize it after you grow up, no? That it is the most cliched thing, but it's true. I think that, you know, people, now things have changed for sure. Back when I entered the market, no business owner was talking the way I was talking. Openly, गाली दे रहा है, कुछ भी बोल रहा है, फोटो नहीं खींच रहा है ढंग से, कुछ भी ढंग से नहीं कर रहे थे हम, you know? हमने वो हल्का कर दिया प्रेशर लोगों के ऊपर कि भाई करो ना चालू, क्या मतलब इतना क्वालिटी ये वो. I feel like maybe that is why, I don't know, I was just too authentic, just too, like I was not pretending to be anybody or to nothing. And I don't think there is a cult per se. Obviously, people show up a lot whenever we upload a story or whenever there is a tattoo event or whatever like that. Hundreds of kids do show up.
Yeah.
Cult is a different, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea how I built it, and I don't know if I can build it again. But it was a different time, yeah. We were impressed by very small things back in the day. Honestly, I mean, आज कोई Jordan नहीं पहन रहा है. You know, you understand?
Yeah.
We were going crazy over any color that you would get your hands on. तुम खरीद रहे थे और उसको डब्बे में रख रहे थे जूते को. जूता है भाई वो. आज वो अंडर रिटेल, ले जा भाई, कुछ भी हो रहा है, you know. So it's I think we also entered at the right time.
The timing mattered, no?
Of course. And with the right intention. We entered with the right intention that we do want to do something here in the country for the people. There was no plan, okay, we want to do this. I still don't know what have I done. But I know that whenever I meet like any clothing brand that has just started or whatever, and when they come up to me and say things like, yaar, you know, you opened this and you did this and that, तभी कभी realize होता है कि हाँ कुछ तो करा है. ठीक है, मतलब वो कोई तो, मैं नहीं तो और कोई तो करने ही वाला था bro. So it was very obvious. So
at the right time, at the right place.
Maybe. Everything's got to be a maybe.
So is there like a certain marketing tactic that you have realized that works wonders for your brand?
This is what my team says, that if I show my face and if I tell people to buy it, then people buy it. But if we just upload a picture and say buy it, then people don't buy it. But yeah, again, these marketing questions and all, we've never looked. When I'm telling you very honestly, with all genuinity, that we have never looked at this brand as marketing karte hain. So, see, we don't entertain celebrities, you know. We don't do anything with influencers. We don't do any ads. So there's no paid nothing. Most of the shows that are pitched to us, we say no to. What marketing?
So you don't do performance marketing as well?
Nothing. Zero.
You don't do performance marketing?
Zero.
You're saying Jaywalking built from ground up, from 0 to like 100, without performance marketing, without any. That's crazy, man. That is actually, in today's market, that means something.
Yeah.
I'm feeling blessed.
Because see, the thing is, if you're hungry that you want more and more people to see you right now, that is not going to leave an impact anyway. Because you will be seen and skipped and whatever. You will have to hammer people again and again and again for people to start calling your name. Right? We went and we focused on the followers that were there with us, and we only wanted love from them. You cannot convince a stranger to start loving you. We didn't care about conversion and this and that initially at all. Right? It was only until like there were big overheads and things like that, we were like, chalo yaar, basic bana ke bechte hain, jo log consume kar sakte hain jaldi. But that also people started to love. I think you, and Instagram works in a very
weird way, no? Very mysterious way.
So honestly, it is very simple. The logic is, if your content is shareable, I've said this many times, but I'll repeat it. If your content is shareable, then you have nothing to worry about. If you're a shampoo brand, or if you're a something, or if you're like a watch brand or whatever, I don't know. If your page is unfollowable, like say a Starbucks, why will I follow Starbucks on Instagram? तुम डालो हजारों करोड़ों रुपए डाल दो अपने marketing में. I know you and I will consume you, but I'll not follow you. You understand? In India, it's very simple that couple of things are shared very easily. Humor, news, some sort of rotten rumor, politics, nudity, right? So use one of them and get real followers.
Which one did you use?
Humor and love.
Acha. So, what investment did you start with? And in terms of, what was your biggest financial risk that you took in terms of your journey?
The biggest financial risk that I took was to leave my family business. Right?
Yeah.
उससे बड़ा तो कोई रिस्क हो ही नहीं सकता ना. To make your own name for yourself is the biggest risk you can take. Absolutely. Otherwise, money and all of that is a very secondary thing. But to deal with your family and to give them that confidence that I will make it, give me some time. And I started also late. Until 26, I was not doing anything in life. Not a single penny I had earned before 26. And then at that age also, to go up to your family and say ki I will not join you, I'm going to try and do something on my own, is the biggest financial risk I've taken. Otherwise, money, that number will not make sense. You understand? Even if I say I've taken 10 crore financial risk, for somebody watching will be like, oh, that's not too bad. For example. Risk is when you put yourself in an extremely uncomfortable position where you're actually doing something for yourself, leaving behind all the things that you could have had easily, is a financial risk. That is what I took.
And how much investment did you start with?
Here I had some 50,000 left with me at the end of it, because I had a 25,000 rupee deposit. So it was a really small space in Kandivali, in like a chawl, where two people can sit facing the wall. And that is where I started jaywalking 6 years ago.
Okay.
So probably I put an AC, 1.5 lakhs. 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs, yeah.
And what was the first thing that you made? Jeans?
I made a chest utility bag and I made a shirt. A very simple, plain half sleeve shirt. That's it. To test the machine. Machine ठीक है नहीं है.
You made it yourself?
मुझे नहीं आता कुछ काटने वाटने.
Cutter master Darji?
हाँ. We had one person in that.
So he used to cut and he used to stitch the whole garment.
Yeah. That's it. And then we are sitting at what has happened.
Kala Ghoda store?
The natija of doing what you love.
But it's a journey. It's a very different journey.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, one more thing that is there, no, is that people have to now at this point accept that I've been an exception. कि ये हो गया. ठीक है? इससे कुछ भी मत सीखो. Honestly. क्योंकि ये हो गया है. It's like, now you probably just take one or two things about ambition or whatever if you want to take from this, but otherwise don't follow this pattern. You get it?
Yeah.
Because there are too many people now. And yeah, back in the day, no, we had a very different unity. I'm genuinely telling you, all of us made each other. Matlab, all the designers that started at that point, we are all still tight.
Can you go in depth on this point?
Yeah, when you start a business, no, and when you have like more people starting a very similar business with you, like say 656 was a brand that started around my time. Then there is Chaitanya Dikshit, who was a shoe customizer. And Bhavisha Meenakshi are like the founders of Capsule are like my, I really look up to them. Because the exposure and the experience that they have, nobody in the country has in street sense. Not even me. And when you have all of these people to sort of, and there are more brands, there are many brands. I have my mera jigar jaan dost, the Abhishek Patni, who has this brand called Not One. He existed way before me, but like they all, when you feel like you belong to
a certain community,
that was a very beautiful feeling. That I'm not seeing exactly happening in the newer brands, where they all come together as a clan and meet and,
It's more of a competition to pull each other down, no?
क्या competition? कोई कुछ
लोग
वैसे
भी
भी
समझते नहीं.
हाँ, but
that is the whole point. People won't understand that fashion is based on art and it needs a community to flourish. And that is what we actually are trying to, break. That this is a community, you need to build the community and then we'll have our place in the world. अभी क्या अभी इंडिया को इतना नहीं मानते बाहर. Italian
बिल्कुल नहीं मानते.
And that's like that's a very brutal fact,
and it's a fair fact.
है ना?
Fair.
तो उसमें क्या हम लोगों को भी आधी दिक्कत है. एक तो whenever there's like a fair skinned guy, we treat them as like, वाह, ये तो गोरा है. First of all, there's no point. And then secondly, we need to know that we ourselves can do a lot of damage in this thing, no?
Honestly, from day one, I was not interested in going international anyway, because I wanted to stay here and become like the Rajnikant of the country in streetwear, where I'm like, you know what I mean? So that is what I wanted to do. So I never wanted to go here, there and struggle. Want to be here. And you know, it's very easy. Like our people really put us on a pedestal very easily in this country. वो आराम तुमको genuinely they give you that respect. Of course, थोड़ा सा तुम हो जाते हो फिर गांड भी उतनी ही मारते हैं जैसे तुमने वीडियो बनाया था फालतू में.
that is the reason why we are here. I don't let people skip, man. I don't let people skip.
हाँ.
But नहीं, देखो, we're having coffee together, no?
Of course.
But
What
then
else?
the more you grow, I think आप उतनी ज्यादा एक delicate pedestal पर आते हो where any mistake you make, which is not a mistake from your end, it might be a genuine like mind से skip हो गया कुछ, whatever it is, might be in terms of social media, might be in terms of production, might be है ना, कुछ भी हो सकता है. It's a very complicated thing. People think fashion is very easy. Brand ऐसे बनता है, ऐसे नहीं बनता brand.
Correct.
So once these things happen, do you think you are in that delicate position where every single move that you make can have a lot of repercussions? क्या कुछ ऐसा रिकोशे कर आएगा?
Yeah, I see. We are a sensitive country where we do like, you know, and right now we have so much exposure to so much, and so much is dumped on us in the country. Technically, हर टाइप का डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म से लेके ये वो ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं नए काफी कुछ डंप हो रहा है अपने ऊपर. और इस टाइम पे लोगों को बहुत समझ में आ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि यू नो वी आर स्टूपिड. People are very sensitive. People know a lot, even about mental health, even about this, even about that, which is, I think, is a great thing. I don't think, and I know for a fact it's correct when somebody says, "Ki, you know, you're at that position, you should be preaching the right things and all of that," which is somewhere true. It should not limit them, but I'm telling you, whenever I see like a rapper die of overdose and all of that, I'm just like, यार क्या है, ये क्या है, बच्चे तेरे को follow कर रहे हैं, everybody is going fiend and what not, and in the middle of that, like, these rappers are whatever. So this is very backward of me to say all this, but
it's a thought process, man.
It's a thought process. I really think like you could have used that in a better light, I guess. I don't know.
But then what's the craziest thing that a fan has ever done for you? Does something come to your mind?
Bro, see, every time a bill is made, it's crazy. If they've come in thinking that they are a fan and they've spent 4,000 or 5,000 rupees on this,
on a t-shirt, yeah,
it's crazy. But yaar, crazy mein to depends. Yaar, crazy is also subjective. Like, people have gotten my art tattooed on their body, and somebody's written Jaywalking on their body and whatnot, and I've been jumped on the road 2-3 times. Yeah. I've been followed at night 2 a.m. on the street. Things like that. But I think it's all coming out of love only, man. So I don't know what is crazy. Somebody's given me a new drawing of herself at a point and said, "This is me," and written her number down. Shit like that has also happened.
Bus, Saturday night plan sorted. Fuck, man. नहीं ठीक है यार. I mean, the amount of light you get, I think these things are expected. No, these things will come your way.
Yeah, it's well. And the good thing is, I feel protected anywhere I go in the country. Honestly, really, I feel like, you know, if I'm in a very remote area in Goa also, or somewhere or anywhere in the country, I feel like कोई 2 जन तो होंगे ही उधर
जिसको Jaywalking का
पता होगा, और मैं स्टोरी डाल के उनको उधर बुला सकता हूँ कि भाई मैं इधर अटका हूँ, मेरे को आके रेस्क्यू कर लो.
So, are you a clothing brand or are you an influencer?
Bro, I don't know what I am anymore. I think I am just being. I am a human being right now who is just having fun. I am not an influencer because I don't promote other brands. So I'm not an influencer exactly. But if I am trying to influence a thought on you, then yeah, I'm an influencer.
Wow. Nice way.
Yeah.
Nice way to go around the question. Is there a certain advice do you have for young designers? Because आजकल जो भी डिजाइनर देखो ना 4-5 नाम ही चढ़े होते हैं उनके मुंह पे and Jaywalking is one of them. So is there something that you would want to say to them which leaves like an impact? कि यार ये चीज है जो मैंने पहले कभी नहीं बोली और ये मैटर करता है.
ग्रोथ अगर नहीं दिख रहा है तो तुम कुछ तो गलत कर रहे हो बस. To these other smaller brands, just accept that if you're not seeing growth, you're doing something wrong. Sit, observe what you're doing wrong, and put more focus on that. And please try to be original, or just decide that you're doing this for money. That's like my basic
The art
advice.
वाला या business वाला concept.
That is the most basic advice, because see, I'm also seeing a lot of kids who are starting a t-shirt brand for money, right?
A lot of them. Tell me about it, man.
Too many, bro. Too many. But they're not understanding that. तो फिर अगर पैसे के लिए कर रहे थे तो उसमें भी शॉर्टकट थे. मतलब तुम किसी बंदे से उसका माल लेके बेच दो. मतलब तुम क्यों डिजाइन करने भी बैठ रहे हो, you know? क्योंकि 3 डिजाइन में तो तुम पाद लिए, तुम्हारी चौथी डिजाइन निकल नहीं रही है.
बिक माल बिका नहीं, इन्वेंटरी घर लग गई
तो
और इधर लग गए.
हाँ, तो I feel यार, to young designers, please, I mean, if you're really young, if you're under 30, and even if you're 26, I would say take 2, 3, 4 years to just explore your language, find your true like essence, क्योंकि उसके पहले वो नहीं होने वाला है, ये पक्की बात है. If you're getting influenced by anything, if you're getting influenced by anybody's marketing tactics, if you're getting influenced by anybody's talking ability or selling whatever or design language or color schemes or anything, then
nice color scheme, no yaar.
Huh?
Nice color scheme.
Yeah, then it's not going to happen. You know, I feel like you will have to spend some time in building some skill.
But as you said that you are really good at sales, do you have a tactic to push the sales when the numbers are dropping?
Numbers are dropped.
Numbers have dropped.
Fully. Right now is not a good scene, honestly.
Before we drop to the fun part of it, the fun part of the podcast, मैंने स्टार्टिंग में नहीं पूछा बिकॉज यूजुअली क्या करते हैं लोग, बहुत ना इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाते हैं इस क्वेश्चन से एंड दे just want to hear about this question first and then move on to the other part of the things. But can you tell us about who you were when you were young and how stuff happened around you and how you formed the Jay you are abhi? ऐसा क्या क्या हुआ जो personality development part of it होता है? And then which thing, you know, brought an inception to jaywalking?
Yeah, I've had a very smooth life. I have no stories where I would tell you that I was bullied or ये हुआ वो हुआ. I think none of my friends and not even my family is in even 1% of surprise that I am where I am today, because I spoke like this even before when I was a nobody. And what is very important is the people around me believed it. So I was always thankfully surrounded by very supportive people who never thought that I am just bullshitting technically. And I think it's very important for people to know that please, like, don't force yourself to fit in or where you are not understood, etc., etc. So that my background, in a way, the conflict was only within me, where I started to stress about, yaar, why am I not able to clear college? Why am I not able to pass? Or why am I not able to blah, blah, blah? Because I've dropped out of 5 schools.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've dropped out of 5 schools, and then at some point your confidence is shattered.
Were you like the backbencher?
Yeah, I was a mischievous kid, but I didn't do ऐसा फालतू like disrespectful things towards teachers or anything. We were not that type of mastikhor kids. Of course, I was a mastikhor person, but it was all in fun. Like there was no
With
like
the friends
टीचर
and
पे
stuff.
चौक मार दिया, बाथरूम में फटाका फोड़ दिया, ऐसा सब नहीं किया. So I think I was very spearheaded in my head from the beginning that I don't have to learn anything. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like even when I went to a fashion school, I felt like ये क्या सिखा रहे हैं, you know? और मुझे तो सिंपल चीजें बनानी है यार, मेरे को क्या सीख के करूंगा ये सब टेक्निकली.
ड्रेपिंग सब कुछ ना.
हाँ मतलब मुझे तो वो करना ही नहीं था वैसे भी, और मुझे आज भी नहीं आता. So I still
you dropped out, no?
हाँ, dropped out, no, all the time. So it has been a smooth journey, other than some personal conflicts that were going on, which were depending on the time, मतलब you know, but they were all still very privileged problems. के अब क्या करूँ, कैसे करूँ? I tried to become a rapper also at one point.
Huh? You have something on you?
I'm not gonna.
No. ये क्या बात है? This is no. अच्छा, not the audio part. Do you have some lyrics on you or something?
अरे fuck that. I'm telling
भाई
you,
this
is a long lost, left behind, dead Jay, which is gone.
The musical part of Jay.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I was always. See, there was one clarity that I always had, is that I want to have complete ownership of my life. That my life will not be manipulated by anybody else's decision and all of that, which was supported from day one. अकेला रहना है, अकेला रहे. ये करना है, ये कर. वो करना है, वो कर. टैटू बनाने हैं, टैटू बना. बाल बढ़ाने हैं, बाल बढ़ा. Like, technically, I was not interrupted ever.
Okay.
And but it's not that my parents were like this throughout. It is only when I started to communicate what I wish for my life, and when I started to say my life, when I started to say my future, and kids need to communicate with their family, friends way openly to actually sort out their life. I feel I can actually write a book on when will you be successful, not how. I can write when. And that when is, there are a lot of things that has got to do with your interpersonal relationships with your family and your friends and this and that. Even your girlfriend. If your girlfriend has an ounce of judgment towards you, know, that 1% judgment is there, he's not so funny or whatever, kill your confidence.
Absolutely does.
And that will not allow you to, because you know, as an artist, you are constantly just pretending to be good.
You're always questioning yourself.
No, you're just like, what is this shit? Right? What am I even making? And who needs this? Nobody. But somebody has to believe that what he did is fab. That when somebody believes that, and when you see that somebody believes that, because you're young, no, at that point you need validation. And I was validated. Always. Even at my shittiest things, I was validated. That is why I can draw a bird that does not look like a bird, but I call it a bird so people believe it's a bird. You understand?
Yeah.
You need those people in your life, and I've been lucky to have those people in my life.
What about you? You're dating someone, Abhi?
No.
No?
Right now, no.
अरे वाह, ये जो पॉज लिया ना बीच में 2 सेकंड का, दर्द है इस पॉज में. हंसते चेहरे तो मतलब एक ही.
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Peaceful life, content.
Extremely peaceful. Extremely. Bro, my life has changed since last year, man. I'm telling you.
Why is that?
So imagine, okay, like you're a person who is now at one point when I'm around 26, extremely self-conscious that shit, क्या होगा यार, कैसे करेंगे, क्या होगा, and then suddenly overnight बहुत कुछ हो रहा है, like हो रहा है मतलब इतना हो रहा है कि
हैंडल नहीं हो रहा है,
तुम्हारे इमेजिनेशन के बाहर तुमको मिल रहा है. मतलब जो चीजें तुमको ऐसा लग रहा था कि 50 के आसपास करेंगे, 50-55 के आसपास करेंगे, वो तो तुम्हारी 26-27 में होना शुरू हो गई है, राइट? तो अब and then what? Like you're even pacing. अरे store खोलो, अरे और एक खोलो. And then I was like, these things are so very easy. I mean, at what point will I
stop?
Not stop, but like, and I have no shame in saying that I don't know how to do most of the things about business. I don't understand most of the things, and I don't know how to run a store. I don't know how to design, and I don't know most of the things. But still things are happening because we are fearless, spearheaded. खोलते हैं. And I realized that there is so much of life left also. Magazines have covered us, fashion weeks are done, personal life goals are also done. ये गाड़ी लेना है, ये करना है, सी फेसिंग घर चाहिए, वो सब हो गया. And then
अब क्या?
Then what? Like you have all these people who are loving you. You have love, you're surrounded with love, genuinely. So then you obviously start to question, no, that at what point will I start to do things for myself? And at what point will the conflict stop in my head? That what is this all about? Why am I doing this? Not like I'm a scientist, that I'm a very important person, right? I'll be forgotten in no time. If I am not on Instagram for another 2 months, my thought will also not come in your head. Unless it's like so you spot somebody wearing a t-shirt or something. So we are extra people. And then I was like, okay, let's slow things down.
But then how do you plan on giving that impact? कि मतलब Jaywalking फिर legacy, देखो impact कब आता है? असली impact कब आता है? जब अपन लोग मर जाते हैं. तो पता चलता है कि क्या legacy.
असली impact कब आता है? जब उसके पीछे since 200 साल लिखा होता है.
हाँ,
अभी ये Birkenstock 5 साल पहले किसी को पता था क्या था? अचानक कितना पुराना ब्रांड है? 1774 का ब्रांड है. 17 मतलब कितना 200-300 साल पहले का ब्रांड है. कंज्यूम कब हो रहा है? आज. क्यों हो रहा है? जापानीज, क्योंकि एक तो जापानीज वेव चल रहा है कि जब जापानीज कुछ भी बनाते हैं तो ओहो. ठीक है, तो अब ये चप्पल 11,000 हजार के, 12,000 के, जो भी है, अब बिक रहे हैं ना. 300 साल पुराना ब्रांड है. और हम लेगेसी इतना इजीली बोल देते हैं. लेगेसी, वो लेगेसी. ये लेगेसी ऐसे नहीं होता है यार. तुम काला घोड़ा आया है ना, इधर ही एक सब्यसाची का स्टोर है. जाके देख, पता चलेगा काम क्या होता है, कितना काम लोग कर रहे हैं.
Obviously,
और किस लेवल पे कर रहे हैं और कितने डेडिकेशन के साथ कर रहे हैं. तो and then I feel, of course, I never compare myself, but I know कि ओहो कितना कुछ करना बाकी है. And at the same time, कितना टाइम भी है अपने पास. What is the rush? You understand?
But then, as you said in this beginning that you have no plans or something, but अभी you are saying that कितना कुछ करना बाकी है in terms of doing. तो उतना कुछ करने बाकी के लिए, do you think you want to put in your money or do you want to get investors in?
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Bootstrapped?
Yeah. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Personally, it all depends upon how fast you want to scale. If you want to scale really fast,
I don't have a
bootstrapped
pace question in my head at all.
बस खुद करो, फिर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Yeah.
If you want to scale fast, but that's only the game of the valuation. No, लोग fast क्यों scale करना चाहते हैं? To get value.
यार मुझे वो लोगों का validation नहीं चाहिए exactly कि भाई मेरा I'm valued at this much and then give me respect or whatever. So
no, it's not about respect. It's purely nowadays it's purely about taking exit. Nowadays
taking an exit. यार exit लेके तो फिर legacy brand कैसे बनेगा?
नहीं बनेगा ना. That is why I asked the question. Do you plan on leaving a legacy with this name?
See, right now the biggest issue of my brand is me. Technically, this brand without me
is not working.
It's not there. So, बहुत काम करना बाकी है अभी तो. In a way, करना होगा तब करेंगे. But हाँ, बहुत काम करना बाकी है.
So currently is Jay walking or is Jay running or is Jay sleeping?
Currently Jay is meditating.
ये फालतू का ये बढ़िया रिप्लाई दिए.
How is that fake? It's real.
How is Jay meditating, man? No,
Jay's meditating. Jay's floating.
thinking. Jay's smoking.
I'm not smoking.
Jay's,
I don't smoke.
You don't smoke, no?
I smoke cigarettes. I don't do
Weed,
anything else. No. I don't drink. Yeah.
No, but Jay's meditating. Talk about it, no? How's Jay meditating? Is the conversation we had being content and being that's
Yeah. I think it is very important for some people to slow down. And like a lot of people are making plans in their head, not acting upon it, being sad about those plans not working out because they didn't act upon it, etc., etc. And then there is this, they want things fast, and I don't know, lots of expectations from life. Their ego is too big to accept that they are not able to do something that they thought they would as a child, etc., etc. Where all of this anxiety and everything is coming in to the picture of so many people's lives, right? Because they're obviously seeing other people flourish, or influencers getting free
stuff.
International trips and whatnot. And they're saying, "Arey yaar, ye to apne life mein kyun nahi ho raha hai," etc., etc. I think at that point they need to travel inwards. You have to travel inwards, and you have to find like some balance within yourself to know, yaar. Like, you really want to know, right? What do you want to do? Don't you want to know? Would you want to do this all your life? No. What do you want really? You understand? That for that you need to sit still for a bit, you know. And I truly believe that if we are able to do so much in 6 years, will you allow me to take another 25 years?
That's a very nice take on this now.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I rush or if I do anything and then allow me some time, you know, allow me some, like, sit with me, like, don't criticize me for sure or say whatever you want to, but I did so much in this much time, and I obviously did it for myself first and my immediate validation of my mom and dad, not the audience, not for the audience. This was to be validated in the family. And when I realized that, oh shit, like, they're happy, and I was like, boss, you understand? So can I go another 25 years without, and if I'm taking, I can have another 8-10 years of peacefulness, then again 2 years I'll come back, or again in another 6 months I'll come back. I'll do that one crazy thing on Instagram and I'll come back. What a funny time, no? I'll do that one viral video and I'll come back. Look at Hanuman Kind.
Run it up.
Both. Right? He's been at it for a while. One thing. Worldwide.
It's a crazy.
Who's gone worldwide? Nobody. Nobody's gone worldwide. And then he does it again.
Yeah.
And now if he wants to, for example, sit for another 2 years, who's going to tell him anything? Right?
So, do you think like there's a wave to it? Ki jab you do something viral, no? Achha, before I come to this question, how do you make something viral? Kuch aisa hai dimag mein?
Like, this goes back to that point where we had discussed. There are a couple of things that work and they have to be shareable. And your concept has to be very simple and it'll go viral. Like,
can you give one random example or one case study? कि यार ये ऐसे मैंने ऐसे करा था, ऐसे हुआ था कि मेरे को पता था this thing could have worked, or I had confidence in this.
See, 1-2 things that you can do is you can upload endless amounts of content and study it on your own. Oh shit, this really worked. Oh, like, but I feel if, अरे ले ये देख, मेरा एक जिम का वीडियो है. So Jaywalking only has 3 reels that Jaywalking is uploaded in their lifetime. One is me making a sandwich. One is me in the gym. You know how many views that has?
No.
4.6 million views.
You in the gym?
Yeah.
Most random shit.
4.6 million views. How? I don't understand. It's like you either shoot shots in the air and one will land at the target, or you sit and understand, oh, like people are loving my emotional story, oh, people are loving to see my growth, or oh, like for example, we have this one influencer in the country who sits and disses on everybody's style.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't want to name the person.
That's absolutely fine.
Whatever. But he will sit and diss on everybody. And that dissing has taken him to some position.
Consistency,
so,
no?
Hate also spreads really well.
It spreads even faster.
That's why you're sitting here, right?
Acha? I'm sitting here because my t-shirt doesn't got get delivered. ठीक है? ये बिल्कुल ही cut होएगा. But no, I mean, that's like rumors spreads faster than truth, no? That's like a general concept.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Instagram just, I think, don't take it very seriously.
That's a very good advice. It's a very basic thing, but people don't understand it.
Yeah, don't take Instagram seriously because it is a place to have fun and to connect to fun people. And always upload knowing that you will be seen by anybody on this planet, not just the people who are following you. It can be seen by a lady picking on tea leaves in China because she's also on her phone in her free time, or China में वैसे Instagram नहीं है ना? China गलत example. But it could be fucking seen by Dwayne The Rock Johnson also. You don't know. Who knows? Who is actually seeing you and want to reach out to you, right? So just upload it with good intent and just let it out there and just let it go. Some things will click, some things will not click.
So when is this era of hairstyle changing? Anytime soon?
यही तो है changed hairstyle.
Change है?
हाँ भाई. This is my new hairstyle.
अच्छा हाँ.
ये मैं साइड का बढ़ा रहा हूँ. ये अभी मेरे नए आए हैं वाले. ये ना.
Perm no.
अरे नहीं, this चल जाने दे.
बता ना.
No, I did this transplant thing that I uploaded on Instagram.
हाँ अच्छा.
तो ये तो नया है भाई.
अच्छा लग रहा है.
ये तो मैंने भी नहीं देखा पहले कभी. अच्छा लग रहा है. ठीक है.
So what's that one advice which you would give to people which is not cliche, which you have not said abhi tak kabhi bhi, and something that you think is on a very logical term, not an emotional term or something? So this is like one rule which you should do. Not cliche, like consistency or like authenticity.
ऐसा नहीं है. Ask the question again.
What's that one thing that you would advise to other brand owners, designers, XYZ people who want to start their own shit now? Not even clothing, anything. It can be anything. Something as a rule of thumb that is present or that you have discovered or that you have explored. कि यार ये चीज तो बहुत important है. मेरे को मेरी जर्नी में समझ आई है. पहले दिन पता हो तो शायद थोड़ा सीन अलग होता. कुछ ऐसा है?
ह्यूमंस के साथ डायरेक्ट इंटरैक्ट करने की ज्यादा कोशिश करो. टेक योर ब्रांड फिजिकली एवरीवेयर एज मच एज यू कैन. शो देम, मेक देम टच इट, and the more hands that touch your product, the more they will consume. That is obvious. Bro, this is a very vague, like...
That's a very generic
question
very
also,
generic
so it will have a generic answer. Because if you've gone in depth for the question, like you go deeper, because these are this is a book-worthy question. I can write a book on this.
Right? You want me to go in more specific thing?
Yeah.
How would you make a person understand कि अगर तेरे पास X amount of money है, what should be the first place he or she should, maybe like the most practical way you can think of.
सबसे crazy advice दूँ. start living on your own. In whatever you want to do or whatever, move out and live alone. That's it. I think that's the end of it. Live alone with nobody in your house.
We leave it at this because I understand the depth behind this answer.
Just live alone.
And we let people introspect what you said.
I think I can't give a better advice than this.
It's a very beautiful answer. Honestly.
That's it.
Do you think an action matters or a thought matters?
Do I think action matters or thought matters?
Or a thought matters?
Because, see, technically you're never thoughtless, right? You're never, of course, you know what I mean. So if you want to go in depth and go to the practicality of, you are never thoughtless.
Yeah.
And then the only thing remaining is action. So if you don't take action, then nothing is ever definitely going to happen. Action matters more. Action matters more. See, I'll tell you why. 99% of the times you will see something and you would be like, ये तो मैं भी कर सकता था. Right? 99% of the time.
करा क्यों नहीं?
बस उतना ही है. तो नहीं किया ना. तेरे से मीडियोकर आदमी आगे तेरे सामने चल के जा रहा है. तो पर तू नहीं गया आगे क्योंकि तू अपने सोच में है और वो कर रहा है. तो आई थिंक थॉट एक्शन.
Before we sum it up, do you think we need love or we want love?
I think
it's a very specific question. Please don't mind me asking this because ऐसा क्या रहता है, मेरे को एक बंदे ने आकर बोला कि I'm just telling the backstory of this, that I want to build a brand for my girlfriend, and then I asked him, do you know what Victoria's Secret is? कहता नहीं. मैं कहा पहले वो पढ़ो उसकी स्टोरी, फिर you'll find the answer to the question that you're asking, because if you want to do something out of love, might be platonic, है ना, for your brother, for your sister, might be romantic, for your girlfriend, for your boyfriend, for anybody. But then I always have this thing that, are you in need of love or do you want love?
I feel like you have love and not need or want. Because see, you will understand whoever has made you feel a certain way is because you are capable of feeling that. You understand? If say you're not capable of raging and you're not capable of feeling anger on a level that I am able to feel anger at a level, then I will not bring that out of you. So, love is something that you have, and there is always a medium that enables it. Now, the same love can be found in a coffee or a nice ocean view, or somebody can just walk on grass and feel exactly how they feel in a relationship. It's in you. I think it's how you tap into it. But you don't need or give, or I don't know, whatever the question was. What was the question again?
Do you want love or do you need love?
Yeah, none of them.
None of them. बीच में infinity की loop में.
I mean, yeah, I'm of a very different thought now with these things because we've all tried our lucks with love.
फिर से.
And
were you ever in love?
Yeah, man, many times. I think I've been a dilpik person.
Achha.
I'm a very poetic person, by the way.
You said if you wrote, then it's obvious, no? You used to write your heart out.
So, and I have done some mistakes where I've just, like, what happens with me is nothing other than that person exists then in my life. Like, I'm blinded. The world only does not exist around me. It's like that. And I realized that I was building some sort of a dependency cycle on this person all the time. And when that thing or whatever was taken away, then I was like, world is ending, then life is ended and all of that. So I think like then I realized, fuck, like bro, you're so full of it. And you have it in you and it's you, like you. And now, anyway, it's a very deep, that's another podcast only if you want to go into love and relationships and all of that. But you have love and you are unconditionally always loved. But you just have to believe it. You are never alone, ever. You are never alone. And, you know, you're constantly provided, man. We don't take these things very seriously, that we've never run out of food.
Yeah,
we've never run out of,
We are blessed.
Constantly provided. Technically,
Gratitude nahi hai. Honestly, I feel this.
Yeah, technically, we are not aware of exactly what is happening. And I think that's why I'm saying people need to slow down a little bit and understand, like get perspective of how much time there is. Like there's no reason to rush. There's no reason to rush, and there is no finishing line anywhere ever. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I hope like from this video, people just understand that is relax. Just fucking chill. There's too much time. There is too much time. If things will happen fast, it'll come with different problems. If things will happen slow, it'll come with different problems.
You title like this, just fucking relax.
And just fucking relax. Like breathe. वो है ना उसका ऑडियो डाले वाह सांस ले लंबा सांस ले नहीं तो वांदे हो जाएंगे यही है bro really that's it I think
beautiful we'll end it at this
yeah thank you man
crazy
great talking
same likewise sure